recall spending a long weekend together when you all hate each other so much.
We don't hate each other. It's just sometimes families get complicated.
We used to play a game every year to celebrate what it means to be a Galloway. I've decided to revive our competition one final time. Each one of you will be knocked out one by one.
What are we playing for?
My entire fortune.
Last competition, and then none of us will have to do this ever again.
This year's competition, is it open to all your descendants?
Oh, you are no brother of mine.
I have gone through far too much to let our money go to this garbage family. They hate us.
Enough to kill us?
What happened?
James, we were attacked.
This was not a part of Spencer's plan.
We need to get the hell off the island.
He lost. I was dead. Maybe he or she isn't an outsider. Who are you?
I'm not scared of you.
You should be!
Of course they're the killers. Everyone can see it.
The whole family is after us.
They all hate you. They all know that you'd stop at nothing to win.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cherry the Geek TV. I'm Joe Van Orney. The final two episodes of Slasher Flesh and Blood have now dropped on Shudder, and boy, are they doozies. We get a lot of secrets revealed. We got a lot of twists. We got a lot of turns, and most importantly, we find out who the killer is. We see the person behind the mask. We're going to break it all down now. We've got some of the key cast from Slasher Flesh and Blood with us today. We're going to talk spoilers though, so if you haven't watched those final two episodes, stop what you're doing, go on Shudder, watch those first, and then come back, because we're gonna go over everything, and we don't want that ruined for you. That's gonna take away the fun. Let's meet our cast today. We have AJ Simmons, who plays Vincent. We've got Sydney Meyer, who plays Liv. We've got Alex Ozerov, who plays Theo. And final spoiler warning, 3, 2, 1, we have Jean-Ann Goosen. Jean-Ann, you're supposed to be dead. We saw you die. We saw Dr. Quinn die in the wood chipper, or did we?
Or did you? Yeah, exactly.
Turns out she staged her own death. Mm-hmm. And she is actually the person behind the mask. You look so sweet. What's it like playing this dark character?
Yeah, it was one of the most fun times I think I've ever had on set. Especially the faking my death scene. I just had such a blast. I had so much fun with Sabrina that night.
Now, all those scenes in all the episodes where the mass killers stalking people, was that actually you?
No,
in those scenes as a stand-in?
It's stunt double. It's way more than a stand-in. He is the body. He is the gentleman, really, like on set. Yeah.
So at what point in the process did you find out that you were going to be the killer? Are you told that right away on day one?
I told that before I even got the job.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and everybody else, was that same for you? You know that you're going to be in the final episodes. Are you kind of all told the story going in? You know, there's no surprises for you as you're shooting.
We got all 8 episodes right away. Everyone that made it to the end had the whole season, so we all knew that we were in it till the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's win it. Okay. So let's talk about these final episodes. We find out Dr. Trin's the killer, but wait, that's not the end of the show, right? AJ, turns out that Vincent's also a killer. He kills Dr. Trin, tries to kill his brother. Alex, turns out you're also a killer. You kill your brother. It turns out you also killed a bunch of preschoolers.
Yep. That's bad.
And then Sydney, Sydney, you're a killer too. You end up killing. You kill Theo. It turns out your mom Florence is a killer. Grandma Grace is a killer. Don't even get me started on creepy little Afra. The whole family, bunch of killers. Everybody needs therapy. All right.
Season.
Only the Galloway family got some therapy. So AJ, talk about Vincent. his relationship with his brother at the end there. He's full of rage. What's his mindset? How did he get to that point?
I think for me, it's sort of like, I think when he went away as a kid and he was taken, it was sort of like, he was a bit of a prick before that. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? He's he's throwing rocks at his brother. Like, just wasn't a nice dude. I think he was misunderstood. Let's put it that way. But I think, yeah, it was the sort of final straw for him. And then he goes away and he has a bit of a dark past and he comes back. And it's sort of like he has a refreshing perspective on the sort of like the charade that his brother has everyone else believe, he's a lawyer, he's a good guy, he combs his hair, all this kind of business. And it's just sort of like, he could just see right through it. And I think, yeah, just as the story progresses and there's money involved and it's relations and it's just, he just calls bullshit. He's just had enough, it's like, he wants to stay in the sun, you know what I mean? And it's just like, no, I'm taking what's mine and I don't give a shit if that means you got to get him away or not,
And Alex, talk about your perspective as Theo. How's Theo view his relationship with his brother, and what's the mindset that Theo's in at the end there, before Vincent goes on a rampage, and then immediately afterwards, but where's Theo's head?
Yeah, well, I think throughout their whole childhood, I think Theo believes that Vincent was always front and center, was always loved more by Florence, by their mom. And I think that like pent up aggression was kind of just lashed out, at the very end. And, Theo truly believes that he is just like a good guy, trying to make everything better, trying to be like the peacekeeper and everything like that. But that's really not the case, and I think, yeah, but yeah, like, so, I mean, he's definitely grieving and like mourning the fact that his brother disappeared for all these 15 years, and crazy surprised to see him again. And just, I think there's this mix between like wanting to connect with him and wanting to like reconnect with his brother, his family, wants that brotherly love. And then like the confrontation between like, dude, like she loved you the most always. Like, why are you being like this? So there's just lots of conflict between us, brotherly love type of thing.
Now it turns out Vincent also has a secret, or I'm sorry, Theo has a secret. He reveals that to Liv at the end. He took his car and ran into a bunch of preschoolers and killed them. He's been hiding this secret. How has that incident impacted his mindset from the time it happened to the end of the show there, where we see him?
Well, I would imagine that it would really mess him up, or it's either that or he's just a sociopath that it doesn't really bother him.
You are a sociopath.
I mean, I think I played it where that it does bother him and that like he's feeling crazy guilty and shameful, even coming home to see family and confronting that, knowing that like a lot of people know about. Oh no, it's only the grandpa, right? Mm-hmm. Knows about that because he bailed him out. So I think all of that event cumulatively definitely contributes to Theo's aggression and his kind of nastiness, I think, at the end, really.
So we're at the end of the story. Alex and Sydney, your characters both survive. You survived the murder weekend. Your brother and sister, you do what every brother and sister then do when surviving a murderous weekend. You bang around, right?
Yeah, we're cousins. We're not brother and sister.
Oh, brothers, cousins. You're cousins. You bang around, and then Alex tells Liv the secret about the preschoolers, and you can see Liv's mind churning as he's telling her this secret. What is going on in Liv's mind as she's hearing him talk about the preschool incident?
Well, I think there's also like a lot that happens in the conversation before that point that makes Liv be like, I'm done with him, because she's done so much. She's fought the gentleman. She's fought Vincent. She's like, all this stuff has happened. She dug through the body. She's won these competitions. And all of a sudden he comes in here with this crazy, like condescending attitude, this entitlement, this like ridiculous misogyny of like, well, obviously I win, like this weird racist thing of like, yeah, well, you're the maid's daughter and like you're not really a Galloway, and like I'll let you marry me so that you can have some, as if he deserves it. And she's like, okay, I gotta play this a cool way. And she's trying to see if she can massage the situation a bit here. But I think that's unpalatable when a man comes at you with that type of entitlement. And then he tells her this story, this horrible story. And what he says to her is like, but I did a good thing for a community. Like, the kids would be happy that I did that. I gave money to the parents. I've forgiven myself. And she's like, oh, cool, you're crazy. What a selfish guy. Like, this is not, I'm out. I'm done. Really? Like, that's the final straw for her. This selfishness that he's exhibiting. Like, she can't trust him. She can't try and go to the end of this together with him. He's not thinking of her. He's clearly very selfish, and like, there's just no room there for like an alliance, you know? So she's like, I'm out.
I'm catfishing.
I'm out. And she just has to kill him. What are you gonna do?
So she takes him out, which leaves Liv as the final girl. She's the survivor. She lives. Her name was the spoiler the whole time. She lives. At the end of the episode, at the end of the series, Liv has taken control. She's got all the power. She's got all the money. She's sitting at the head of the table. She's pregnant with her cousin's baby. She sees everybody's standing there, the whole Galloway family standing there looking at her. Where's her mindset? Where do you think the future is after those end credits roll for Liv?
Dark. I think she's gone to the dark place at that point in time. You know, she has this thing about, thank God it's not a boy. Like, what would that do to you? That mixture of love and hate. Like, I think she's gone full Galloway at that point. And now she's got all this money and she's like, feels like she's earned something through violence. And I think she's in like a dark place of power at that point. And I don't even want to know where she goes.
From mixed with oxytocin from
demon baby. Yeah. She's like, I got this. She's got his demon child in her. I don't know. That's not. And I want to know where she goes. She's in a dark place.
Well, I thought it was a wonderful season of slasher. Adam McDonald, who directed all 8 episodes, which is a little rare for episodic television. Sometimes you get different directors coming in doing different episodes. He was there the whole time from the beginning. Same writer, same writing throughout the whole series. Did you find as actors that made that easier, that you had the same director there? It's not like shooting television. Was it like shooting an 8-hour movie?
Yeah.
And what was the experience like working with Adam?
I've known Adam for a long time. He and I worked together on a Canadian show ages ago called Wild Roses, where I played his cocaine dealer. So it was a bit of a reunion for us, and he's somebody who, he has the energy of an actor. He's somebody who he's very excitable, and he gets very, very pumped about the things that he's shooting. And so it was very fun. It was always high energy and always kind of we all kept the ball rolling, but to have someone at the helm who has a lot of energy is what you need when you're shooting this much content in that short a time. That's that rigorous. I mean, doing low budget horror is the best way to do it in a way, because you have artisans making real things that you can see and touch instead of all of it being CGI. But it also means somebody really has to be pushing from behind.
Yeah, I think to add to Jean Ann's point is that, like, because pretty much every single day we had to be at like 100% all the time, and to have Adam there to sort of just help us do that, and because he's always at 100%, it kind of helped that. And because he's coming from an acting background, he just, like, when we're discovering a scene, blocking it, he just kind of gets in there with you and just wants to discover it together and like see how that feels and whatever. And so it's pretty helpful and like really amazing to like work with,
And fun fact, you mentioned he is an actor. Sydney, he appears in the final one of the final scenes with you as the interior decorator. That's the director, Adam McDonald.
Yep.
Right. It's about time to wrap it up. Before we go though, what final thing, really quickly, everybody, favorite kill of the season. We'll start with AJ. Favorite kill.
Oh man. I mean, the one that most affected me, I think, is Christie's death. It's pretty gnarly, yo. It's pretty gnarly. Face chew and then pah! It's like, yeah, ooh, yeah.
Jinan, favorite kill.
On paper, I don't know about favorite. So favorite kill is probably Afra because it's the grossest. But the one that affected me the most was Bretton's character. O'Keefe, thank you. The character of O'Keefe, the way they go is just, I think that was the only kill that brought tears to my eyes when I was reading it. Yeah, that messed me up.
Alex, favorite kill?
Yeah, it's hard to say like favorite, but the one that affected me the most was O'Keefe's kill. And I wasn't even there for the actual kill, but we were just there for like the funeral, you know, just out there. O'Keefe was laying on the ground and we're just all standing there in silence. And it was just it affected me so much that I wasn't even expecting it, you know? All of a sudden, like my sister came to mind and it's just like hurt me, you know? And it was like, it's the least goriest kill, right? But it was the most affecting.
The most betrayal, I think. I don't know, out of all of them.
Yeah,
Sydney?
I don't know. The Jaden kill was friggin' dark. But the one that upset me the most was obviously killing him. Because I had to have his dead head in my arms. That upset me. They had to like take me aside and be like, this is his head. We're sorry. He's alive. Don't get upset.
Yeah.
Because it freaked me out.
Well, Slasher, Flesh and Blood, all 8 episodes now available on Shudder. I think it's going to be fun to go back and watch it a second time now that we know who the killer is, now that we know what everybody's relationships are and their secrets. It's going to be fun watching that a second time and seeing if you can pick up clues and little nuances that you missed the first time around. Now that we know how it all turns out. AJ, Alex, Sydney, and Jinan, thank you so much for joining us today on Cherry the Geek TV.
Thank you.
Cheers, Joe.